Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I am joined by my lovely and talented co-host, Dylan.
Have you looked at me lately?
Yeah.
I'm starting to think you don't know what lovely means on the visual spectrum.
I'm sorry. Should I say charming instead?
No, that's a bit too nice.
Saying more towards
Let's go with repugnant. Worn out.
Wow, come on now. Give yourself some credit. And we have a very special guest. He has been on, 3 times now?
Two. This will be his third.
Yeah, this would be number 3.
Cool. Dakota, the one and only, the man himself.
Yep.
Yes.
Back again.
Or I think also known as
Dumb cough.
yeah, Doomcough from earlier
Stupid.
from earlier installments of this show. But you haven't been to Germany for a while, so
Oh yeah, no.
I guess you're far removed
Now
from
he's
that.
now he's back to asshole.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna say some kind of Kansas Wizard of Oz joke instead. He's wicked
Oh,
warlock of Kansas or whatever.
No, I would have just said the scarecrow, man. I ain't
Scarecrow.
got no brain.
There you go. Yeah.
I ain't got no brain.
I ain't got no brain. The Scarecrow himself, Dakota. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so you're back in town for just a wee bit before you move states yet again.
Yeah.
You're
A little vacation.
traveling man coming back down. So yeah, it's good to see you. It's good to have you back. You're
Pleasure to have you for holiday. It was
Yes.
a nice date.
yes,
Always
and
nice to be back.
I don't know what this accent is, but I'm living for it.
That'll be the last you hear of it. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was actually kind of
more of it.
I was actually
No.
I was complimenting it, but I guess whatever.
Too bad.
No.
Anyways, as I was saying,
Oh God.
For this episode, we did a little bit of a reprisal from the last visit you were here,
Yeah.
except this time I would say a marginally better, or I don't want to say marginally, a league's better
Leagues
version.
Now, those of you who will remember, we watched the 1998 Godzilla film from the United States of America.
You
Last time
united.
that I was here.
Now, you'll be familiar with my opinions of that film
Oh man.
based on what you heard in the episode.
Just know that if you're ever looking for, just go ahead and listen to it again. That was a great episode from what I remember
funny.
last time.
So much comedy.
Oh man, what an
Unintentional comedy too. That's the best part of that film.
I'm
yeah.
probably gonna have to go back and re-listen to that podcast.
It was a good one. It was a good one because I don't think I've ever. How do you put it nicely? I don't think I've ever busted out laughing at what was supposed to be probably a serious / epic scene.
Right.
I busted out harder than I have at like a comedy film that I've seen before
Right.
in the past few years.
The only other time that has ever happened for me was while I was in the theater watching The Meg when there was like five other people in the theater. And
I was
think,
there.
Yeah, Dylan was there.
Oh God.
That was fun.
Oh God.
Gosh. Yeah. Ooh.
Is that like that shark film?
Yeah.
With Jason Statham.
Yeah, with Jason Statham.
I've never seen it.
And that one's gonna be a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while, but
before we get around to that.
It's good comedy for a thriller.
I see. Is it another Velocipaster moment where it's intentionally bad?
It feels like it, but it's got a bit more money behind it.
Yeah. It was definitely something that like. I would say more
it's not
like
something I would have gone to see on my own.
I would say like it's supposed to be like Zilla,
Okay.
where it was like it was supposed to be serious.
But you just can't.
No, you just can't be serious with that movie.
Well, I see.
So yeah, we watched Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, second only to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla from the Millennium series.
Right. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
This one was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Toaster.
Revenge of the Toaster.
The angry big toaster.
I can tell that this is that era of Godzilla movies that is a little bit easier to take seriously. Like it's not so funny and out there
Right.
that you're like, there's no way I can suspend disbelief in
Right.
some way, whereas this one is it's like we're getting there. We're getting to the point where, like, even though it may look a little more quirky,
It's taking itself a bit more
and
seriously.
antiquated, it is taking itself a little more seriously, and it looks a little more epic. The Godzilla suit looks a little bit like, I would say,
I love
like
it.
quality looking.
Oh,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll admit that, like, during this era with the Godzilla suit, they started going a lot more serious because the moment that they started implementing like more scales into it,
Right.
it became a little bit more serious.
Yeah. It was only for these 2 movies too that they
Oh,
used
really?
this particular suit.
Really?
Because after this one came GMK,
Oh,
where he had like the white like
yeah.
dead eyes, and it went back to more of like his Heisei design.
Interesting.
And then after that, I'm pretty sure it was Final Wars.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Yeah.
Hallowed be its name.
Oh.
Praise be unto Final Wars
Oh yes.
for the
I wish they weren't final, dude.
man for
I
the
need
real
more wars.
for the real core of what this is.
Mhm.
Man, it's so good.
I need another scene where Godzilla plays fucking soccer with King Caesar, using Anguirus as the ball. It's the best.
Damn. I just want another scene of them riding motorcycles in a sphere. I love that. Makes no sense.
Yep.
Or ninjas jumping off of motorcycles.
It's
Yeah.
it's the few one of the very few instances I can name of the like human story, quote unquote, actually being fun to watch.
Well, because it's like
Because
a circus.
everybody's a super mutant that is
Yeah.
performing acrobatics while taking down a giant lobster.
We may as well
with
be
a machine
watching.
gun.
We may as well be watching like a cartoonized version of the Avengers take on Godzilla in all its
Yeah.
forms.
Yeah.
It's great.
Insane.
For any of you though out there that haven't heard about / watched Godzilla Final Wars, just do yourself the favor and find out how to watch it. And just, to be honest, you don't even have to be inebriated to like really get the full effect.
No, it's just that
It's
crazy.
It's just
great.
that crazy though. I can sit back and just watch this and go, man, I'm tripping hard right now.
It's got everything I want and some stuff I didn't even know I
Yeah,
wanted.
Right. I'm watching this going, I don't know where I am right now, but I'm loving it.
Can I live here?
Anyway, so as I was saying, as opposed to, I'm assuming it's the era just before this one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Heisei?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Heisei era has that like really kind of goofy, quirky, fun kind of like they feel like life's like I don't want to say life size, larger than life cartoon characters almost.
I don't know. You're thinking of the show era.
Okay.
Heisei is when it started like toning it down a little
Okay.
as far as the crazy one. I mean, it's still insane.
Right. So it's like a gradient. It's going
Right.
crazy to less
Right,
crazy.
it's
Okay.
slowly.
So I'm thinking of I thought the era just before this was the crazy one. So I'm showing you a Showa. That's the one I'm thinking of. That like it
Yeah.
they feel like
Jet Jaguar.
they feel like comic book characters, but larger than life, and it's fun and it's crazy and it's wacky and it's like this. It's kind of goofy, but it's still fun to
I'm
watch.
here for it.
Yeah, this feels a little less. It sounds bad when I say it, like a little less fun in like the kind of like wackiness factor,
Right.
but it makes up for it in like the cool
The
explosions
suit
and
action in this film is
yeah,
the best I've seen in like any of the other films.
right.
I'll admit, yeah.
Like even Final Wars doesn't. The closest second I can think of would be the one after this, which is GMK.
Well, I mean, Final Wars, they just started implementing a lot more like
Oh, yeah.
CGI into it, which it was
A little
like
bit, yeah.
it wasn't bad CGI. It was like really, really good.
Yeah, it holds up well enough.
I've only ever watched it once, and I
What a crime.
Yeah, and it still feels like a dream in my mind.
Ought to be in jail.
Just a lucid dream.
That
Oh,
shit ought
yeah.
to be burned into your memory.
Yeah, if you were to tell me like that movie never existed and that was just a wild dream that you interpreted for us in some way, I'd be like, yeah, I believe it. You mean to tell me that I just envisioned all these monsters acting wacky?
No, see,
That's
I would tell you it was a dream.
Right.
And then I'd tell you to start writing the script.
Right.
So that we could get a studio behind it.
Of course, yeah.
Because it has to be made.
I think the magic of that film is it works, I think, the same way that the Avengers does.
Yeah.
Is that the Avengers has, or other franchises like that, like Star Wars or whatever, where it's like you have these like initial characters or these big like tent pole characters slash
Everybody's been
movies.
established.
Very
recognizable.
There's like a history. There's a chance for you to fall in love with them and kind of laugh with them, laugh at them or whatever in these like scenarios.
Yeah.
And then the fact that like that movie is just
Let's just bring them all
no
together.
holds barred. Just we're gonna throw everything
Every
in
single monster.
here. Doesn't have to be good or long. We're just gonna put all of them in there, for better or worse,
Right.
until death do us part. And
For the best.
yes, and
For
then
the
again,
greater good.
and then while we're at it, we have to find a way to make this chaotic through line throughout all the monsters make sense.
Right. All you need is a retired pro wrestler in a trench coat wielding a katana, and they'll be sold.
Okay, so anyways, we have to stop talking about Final Wars because we haven't.
Yeah.
We did not actually
It's already
watch.
hijacked the fucking
we
episode.
we did not even watch that one today. We watched Tokyo S.O.S.
Yes.
And it is a film about a young man who is doing maintenance on
Kiryu. Mechagodzilla 3.
right.
Yeah.
And he has I was confused by the family dynamic. So he has a nephew and an uncle.
Yes.
But the uncle is the grandfather of
the nephew.
The nephew. So
Oh God,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're
Okay, I was
cousins.
confused.
They're cousins.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was confused there for a second. I think I got
yeah,
it.
they would actually be like second cousins, or yeah, it would be some dynamic like that. Yeah.
Hello, second uncle.
Why are you my second uncle?
He's my sunkle.
My suckunkle, if
My
you
sunk.
will.
Oh God, I don't like that at all.
Suckunkle sounds funny.
Suckunkle. That sounds like a nasty sexual position.
Oh, God.
So, anyways, speaking of, I'm kidding. This film, it is the combination of Godzilla versus Mothra versus Mechagodzilla. And do you know why they called it Tokyo S.O.S? That was the one thing I was actually like curious about, because I see the original Japanese title is Godzilla X Mothra X Mechagodzilla.
Right.
And of course, in just plain white typeface, it just says Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S, and it doesn't even change.
Right.
While this like animated text is behind it, just like sits there and is like, "Don't look at this. Look at
the localized title.
Right, exactly.
I can only assume it's because the kid ends up pulling out a signal for Mothra to come help.
Interesting.
You know, that would make a little bit of sense. Plus, also, I guess, yeah, with cultures being different, like for the U.S. market, it would probably be, yeah, you would have to put something a lot smaller than
Godzilla X Mothra X Mechagodzilla doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
Yeah, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
What are you guys talking about? That's a perfect title.
Of course. What was I thinking?
Yeah, what's that one movie that just came out? Godzilla versus Kong versus Mechagodzilla.
Does this one have any alternate titles?
I'm looking
Like
it up
in
right
the
now.
old
Do
ones?
not worry.
Okay,
I'm looking it up
okay.
as we speak.
Because if it's anything like Fighting in Starfield, I'm going to lose my
Oh
mind.
man, Fighting in Starfield. What a prime title.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Also known as I'm trying to see what okay, it just said release dates. Okay, here we go. So it looks like Tokyo S.O.S is the Germany title, the Greece title. It has one of the oh gosh, there's a long title for Japan.
Oh,
There's a short title which is Tokyo S.O.S. There's the complete title is Godzilla Mothra Mechagodzilla Battle for Tokyo. Yeah.
SOS.
Yeah.
Help.
So no, just Tokyo SOS is kind of the running title throughout all of them, in some form or another. With the swapping around of.
It's funnier back in the 60s.
Oh yeah, they just came up with whatever they want.
Yeah.
Whatever they wanted, really.
What the hell is this? Oh, it's from Japan. Do you know what the title says? No.
Let's
just make up our own.
It's just a lot of words. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
What was the movie we watched that was fighting in Starfield?
That was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Oh really?
God,
Okay, yeah. Wow, yeah.
The original.
The original, yeah. There was an
Oh,
alternate
God.
title for another place called Fighting in Starfield.
Was that
great.
that or Godzilla versus Megalon?
Oh, it may have been that one.
might have been it.
It may have been
That
that
might.
one.
That one's
Maybe,
so
yeah.
good.
anyways, this, like I said, this film follows a young man who tries to like fix on and repair, and he kind of falls in love with Mechagodzilla, even though I'm hard pressed to call them fairies, the little,
Right, the Shobijin.
the little bitty girls, the little twins that constantly talk in unison,
that dictate Mothra's move.
Right. They bust out of nowhere, and of course the uncle's like squinky, like rubbing his eyes, like, what am I looking at?
Who
It's
the
like,
fuck are
yeah,
you?
I was like, oh, I remember you from my young days.
Back when I was a young boy.
When I found you on an island somewhere, question mark? I don't
Yeah.
know. But anyways.
They basically
Back when I
roll
did
up
drugs.
and say, they tell this old man who somehow they've assumed has control over any of the circumstances they find
Yeah,
themselves
why'd
in.
they pick this guy?
Like, listen, are you listening?
Dude,
Okay.
this one time when I was on an island smoking peyote.
Shut up, old man. Listen.
I saw these little bitty girls, and they talked to me about a giant moth beast.
Quiet, Grandpapa.
Quiet, grandpapa.
So,
And of course, he turns around and is like, follow our instructions. Like, oh,
right,
God.
the fairies show up and are basically
Oh
like,
god, that
hey,
shot
yo.
of Henny was kind of crazy.
Godzilla's bones, that's just got to go back in the ocean, all right?
I don't think you understand.
You don't want to know what's going to happen if they don't.
Godzilla's bones outside of the water is not good.
Mm-mm.
It ain't good for him.
Need to go in the eternal resting place of the deep sea ocean.
Forevers.
Capiche?
Gag. So anyway,
It's a little capiche. for
yeah,
both
just a
of them.
little, you know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So anyways, there's a whole lot of talking between, I feel like I almost called them NPCs, like the human characters in this film.
Right,
'Cause
like
they-
human
Yeah, right.
characters.
There's a lot of callbacks to the original Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. There's a handful of characters that make
Mhm.
reappearances. I keep forgetting who the actor's name. Oh, well, actually, I have it right here in front of me.
Announce the man.
His name is Akira Nakao.
Mm.
Nakao. He's an older gentleman that is like, he's always like the prime minister of
Oh, yeah.
Japan in all these Godzilla movies. And he always has like just
You'd be
this,
hard-pressed not to find him in most of these films.
he has just this kind of frown
Yeah.
and like this look about him, like,
A scowl.
The kind of
Perhaps.
man
Yeah,
that you'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's the prime minister of Japan, and then you go there, and
Right.
it's like, wait, that's not that guy.
He's a regular dude.
yeah. But he definitely has that look of a man that has probably been in politics for a handful of years.
Yeah.
That's just kind of jaded. That's the
Mhm.
word I was looking for. He just looks a little jaded. He's just like, yeah, just,
Fucking
just
giant
get it
mustache.
done. Just freaking get this
Tired of
Godzilla
this
shit
Can't
out
wait
of
till I
here.
retire.
Is the freaking robot ready yet?
Someone send that fucking refrigerator out there right now.
Swear to God, if my toaster is broken again.
Yeah. I swear to God, if this bone-powered robot isn't operational.
Launch the washing machine.
So yeah. Is there a favorite part in this movie that you guys had?
Okay, so my favorite part is when Mechagodzilla ditches all of his ranged weapons. And his opening bout is just like he whips around and knocks the shit out of Godzilla with his tail into a building,
Nice.
followed only by the fucking the judo flip.
Oh
he
yeah.
does.
The suplex or
Yeah.
whatever.
That's so black.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think my favorite part, because of our commentary, because it was so perfectly timed and hilarious, was there's a point in time whenever Mechagodzilla is released and is like fully landing and standing there proud, and it's that initial scene where they're standing in front of what looks like a parliament building or something.
Yeah.
And they're standing there, and they're looking like they're doing that kind of like back and forth, like, ooh, who's gonna juke him first? And of course, as many of these fight sequences do, and as many like wrestling fight sequences do, it starts with like the shoulder grab headlock motion where they're just like
The power struggle.
yeah, the back and forth happening. But because it's like these massive suits, it looks like they're really just like
Hugging
I
it
mean,
out.
they're hugging out hard, but they're also like
Jostling
flailing.
around.
Yeah, and there's like sound effects and shit getting broken, so it looks more impressive than it actually is.
Right.
And of course, as for any listener of this podcast knows, whenever we watch a film like this, a lot of times we always talk about the commentary that we add over it is sometimes more funny than it probably necessarily needs to be.
Right, but it makes the film all that much.
It makes
more
it
fun.
so much more fun because again, you're watching monsters fight, so to put any kind of human words to it just adds a little extra spice to the matter. And so, needless to say, they're getting in this struggle, this power struggle back and forth. It looks like they're really hugging it out, and we're joking around like
with Mechagodzilla being made from the bones of the original Godzilla. I played up like he's his fucking dad.
Yes, yeah. He's this
God, I love you, Dad.
artificially enhanced father figure. And he's like, and they're going back and forth, and he's like, I love you. Like, I love you so much.
I know you're only acting like this because your mother wasn't around and teach you any better.
Don't you talk about my mother.
He gets halfway through, I know you're like this because you're your mother, and of course the camera cuts, and I go, no! And then of course Godzilla opens his mouth to scream when it happens, and I was like, don't talk about my
fucking mother.
Don't bring my mother into that. and then they just start flipping and flailing, and that was the funniest thing out of the entire
It crashed into City Hall.
Yeah, it literally crashes into the fucking Capitol building.
Throws him, just full body slams him in there, and I was like, I love the fact that this young Godzilla teen is just mad.
Just turned into a family feud.
All of Tokyo is being destroyed because
family feuds.
Because this young angsty Godzilla just wants to just let out his
destroy the world.
My brain's just thinking to me, Jerry.
Oh man, it's so good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and again, the whole fight sequence, as Dylan had said, like the suit work looks it's so much more like solid and like where what little crimes they do have, they hide with like the smoke and with some effects and like other stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really well done from like the special effects side of things. And one thing I will say that I was pleasantly surprised about every time they came on screen was those fairies I was mocking a second ago.
Oh yeah.
Every time they come on scene, I mean, obviously it was made in 2003. So like you can look at it and go like, okay, that looks like they're kind of keyed in. Like it doesn't look super great.
But it doesn't look awful.
But
either.
it doesn't look bad by any means. Every time I see them, and they even have like a really impressive shot they use twice. They use that same shot twice. Whenever they're on the coffee table and you originally see them, they have a scene where a lot of times, obviously because they're small, they make them look bigger by having like the camera be like at a way higher angle than like it normally would be to kind of have them look like they're looking up at you.
Oh, that's killing me because I know that's a specific like actual like there's a term for that in
bird's eye view.
Yeah, no, not bird's eye view. Like in cinematography, there's actually like a term for that for you to actually get that kind of perspective. But I it's killing me because I can't remember it.
You'll remember it whenever we stop the podcast.
Like right as the podcast is over, then I'll remember like
at 2 a.m. tonight you'll wake up going shit it's
fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck I need to put this in the comments.
But they pan down to kind of look more at like an eye to eye level, and as it's happening, like the parallax of like the stuff behind him is moving appropriately, where it looks well done. I also like they did like a little nod. There's like a pin across the table, and they specifically step over it or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's a little nice touch. That's fun, and it looked good. It didn't look bad by any means, like they're like a gimmick or anything. It was actually really interesting looking. Was there anything in this movie that you liked, Dakota, or anything that really stuck out to you?
There are a few spots that I thoroughly enjoyed, but let's start with some like serious positive notes.
Okay.
So you guys know that throughout that I was joking a lot about the CGI.
Of course.
Because it's the era, you know, like to us now CGI
by our
looks,
standards
it looks goofy
dated.
by our standards, but I do got to give them credit because also with the fairies, the spot that I saw, what was it, when the main character is in the tunnel after, what was it, Godzilla slaps the baby Mothras on the ground, right? And there's that cave in. And there was the fairies, right? That
falls off his motorcycle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the headlight of the motorcycle is pointed towards the fairies, and you could actually see a shadow for them.
Oh yeah.
I thought
Interesting.
that was really cool because I was like, that's something that you don't really think about.
They dot their
Right.
eyes.
And I was like, all right, I got to give you props for that.
Right. It's little things like that that you don't whenever you are creating how do you say that? It's those little things that sometimes you don't think about until they're not there, and then you're like, something feels off about this.
Right.
And then it's things like that, like you have to really be specific and intentional about those things that make it feel so real.
Oh yeah.
Just recently, last night, Mallory and I watched she wanted to watch the Monster University, which is like this quote unquote prequel to Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Which I think was kind of cool, but not nearly as good as the original. And
Right.
so she was like, let's start watching the original then. Because she's like, it's been so long, I don't actually quite remember the full story of the original.
You guys didn't watch Return of the Jedi?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
We held off on it because I was like, I wanted to
Gotcha.
finish it. Anyways.
Right.
So, needless to say, it was the same sort of situation. That movie came out like in 2001, 2002, the original Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
And like even some of that, like the shading is a little off. And I may have never realized that until like we just watched the newer version of the Monsters University. So I got to see like an almost 12 to 13 year improvement on these same characters almost. And then to see like the original, I was like, something feels just a little off.
Yeah.
It's not bad though. It just feels antiquated, which is interesting to think about. So I get what you're saying. Like you look at it and you're like, it's not perfect, but it's not bad by any means.
Yeah.
It just looks
It's just old.
old, which is weird to say for a nearly 20-year-old film.
Yeah.
Or like basically 20-year-old film.
It's just middle aged.
Just middle aged. And let's address the elephant in the room
Oh.
with that movie.
Oh, there's an elephant in the room?
I thought there was a
Shit.
giant
Oh
monster
shit, I
in
didn't
the
see
room.
it. Look at him.
The ending fight with the two Mothra larvae.
Please don't. Please don't. It was funny, but don't please.
Okay.
Oh god, dude, it was
Beg of
awful.
you. Oh god.
Right.
So after Kiryu teaches Godzilla a lesson,
Some
gives him
daddy
some
discipline.
tough love. Both of the Mothra larvae cocoon him so as to
Doesn't
just
look
immobilize them.
doesn't look like cocooning though.
It don't look like
No, dude. It definitely it's because of the way, like, if you one thing if they're just like spitting webs out at him, like it was like a can of silly string, but they like spit it at him, and then like there's like these shots where it's just like these little like suspicious
Like,
looking white stringy
Particulates.
thing, particulates that are floating down. It's like this looks a little suspicious here.
See, if it was if it was falling faster, then I'd be on. then
I
I'd be more
mean, maybe.
inclined, but
It was the color and it's the look of it. It's just funny. And of course, all the while that's happening, Godzilla obviously is opening his mouth, roaring, but there's no real distinguishing factor upon like his roar and like anything else he's doing. So as he's opening his mouth,
He's just
we're both
like-
quit. And it's just hilarious to think about this.
Man.
Just Godzilla looking up into the sky, just going, I can't quit it. So, and there's many moments in the film where I did that in numerous, where we both did that in numerous sequences, and it's hilarious where he's just like, shit, or just this monster.
like,
Yeah, right, yeah.
Freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Let's not even mention the part where he gets a giga drill to the abdomen.
literally just shrugs
from
it off.
Dear
Dad,
old
no!
Literally just shrugs it off because
Yeah.
whatever.
And then he gets hit with the quadruple taser attack.
Oh my god, dude! In his wound, in his chest wound,
Oh,
he
yeah.
just gets zapped real hard by the chest
the-
blaster.
Aside
the
from the missiles
scar.
being like a mild annoyance,
Right.
the maser cannons are the only thing that really seem to like actually hurt him.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, hurt is a strong word.
Yeah, hurt is a strong word, but I still find it funny, right? I will fight this till the day I die, right? Those cruise missiles at the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
which were much larger than any other missile that was shot at him.
Mm-hmm.
He like doesn't even bat an eye to him.
It's like nothing.
Like literally like 5 times the size of the regular missiles that like Kiryu shot at him.
Yeah.
But he reacts to Kiryu's missiles, but he doesn't react to the giant ass cruise missiles that's being fired. He's literally just like, meh.
It's like, wow, this is lighter than usual.
Man,
You want a little fun fact about the film?
sure.
The monster whose dead body washes up on the shore was originally intended by the director to be Anguirus. But the producer had convinced him to change it to a less popular Comibus to avoid fan outrage, while Anguirus is a fan favorite monster and a longtime ally of Godzilla. Comibus was much more obscure of a monster, having only appeared in Space Amoeba in 1970. So a little fun. This movie was filmed in 2003, but the entire film took place in 2004.
Wow. Only
1 year later.
Yeah. What a great
I hope everybody
passage
was
of
ready
time
for that when it happened.
It says that in this film, Hiroshi Kozumi reprises his role as Professor Shinichi Chujo, I guess is how I pronounce that, from the original Mothra in 1961, which he starred in 40 years earlier in this film, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Man, y'all thought Jeff Goldblum coming back was a big
Yeah. This was the first Godzilla film ever to be completed just in time for its preview showing at the original Tokyo International Film Festival. All previous Godzilla films since Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah in 1991 were screened there around a month before their usual general release dates, early to mid-December.
Didn't waste any time.
Yeah, but we're still busy finishing up the post-production when they were doing that, i.e. a few effects. Shots were incomplete and stuff like that. Wires were still kind of visible in some shots, so it was an incomplete film. But this is the first one where they finished the film in time for that festival altogether. So that's really interesting to think about.
Okay.
Okay.
So what else would there be? Like, what else happened?
Okay, so we have to talk about that ending with the midair ejection, like catching a motherfucker.
Oh, that's so...
The only other thing
God.
in that seat was that dude's gigantic fucking balls, dude.
Jesus.
Let's talk about like 2 minutes before that, right? Where this man is literally falling out from inside Mechagodzilla and catches himself with one arm.
Not before
onto a ledge.
Not before bashing his body into the side of a solid metal frame.
Yeah.
He falls down and as he falls down, he's like still like, I'm fine, and then grabs onto the ledge like, you're not fine,
You're
dude.
not okay.
Dude,
that arm is broken.
Bangs his head. Oh, and then the kid after the rocks. The kid.
Jesus.
I got the brain damage.
Yeah.
More so than usual.
Crazy. There's a few weird. There was a few weird quirks that we specifically pointed out.
Mothra just showing up in our backyard.
The fact that you only needed a socket wrench and a tire iron.
I love it. Yes.
No, it's an Allen Key set.
I joked around about the fact that they have this guy and he has what looks like a turtle shell backpack sort of, but he carries it kind of like a briefcase, and he like picks it up and he's in this like pseudo spacesuit, and he grabs that motorcycle after they got stuck and they can't apparently traverse this rubble on this all-terrain Jeep, but whatever. It wasn't even that much of a debris, but anyways. He goes down to the tunnel, goes to this crazy stuff or whatever, and then, of course, he gets out on the other end of all this debris, and he's standing in front of the what looks like incomplete version of Mechagodzilla as he's all like battered and fallen down or whatever. And then I think Dakota had started off with saying, like, I wonder how he's going to fix this. Like, he has to have a pretty good tool selection. I was like, no, all you need is just a full Allen key set to take apart Mechagodzilla. You just need
Mechagodzilla is literally just built off of a whole bunch of different sized Allen
keys. You just need
keys.
like the half inch all the way down to like the microscopic ones, and you're good. You got the whole
You're
thing.
good. You're good.
That's
You can
all
just
it
fix
takes.
everything on him.
And then of course in the next scene later, we weren't far off because
Literally pulls out a ratchet and
Yeah,
a socket. That's
got a
all
sta-
he used.
he's got a standard socket and just a ratchet, and he's like. He's like,
There we go, looks
it's
good.
done. I was like, oh, I'm sorry,
done.
I was wrong. It wasn't an Allen key
Just had
set.
to
It was
finish
a
up your eyeball alignment.
It was socket.
it was
and ratchet.
it was a full socket set, just like cars, like back in the 70s and 80s. All you need is gas, oil, and a full set of sockets and a ratchet, and
And you're good to
you
go.
can put the whole car together if
That's
you
all
wanted
you
to.
need.
There you go. Simpler times. Same thing with Mechagodzilla. Maybe a little bit more robust power supply, but
Right.
But anyways, and then of course to go
He
back.
runs off of fossil fuels.
Right, wow, you gotta love that. Jesus. Oh God. That was honestly good.
I'm pretty proud
You
of
were
that
proud of that one, but I'm just mad at myself that I didn't instantly understand what you were talking about until after I thought about it. Because I was gonna make like well, that's not good for the environment joke until I thought about like, no, you're talking about
Yeah, it's
the
not good for humanity.
Talking about
either.
the literal fossils inside of him.
I know.
A couple of fairies are going to threaten our survival with a big ass moth.
So, anyways, to continue what we're talking about, as he bonked his head and is falling out of the internals of this Mechagodzilla at the end while they're flying away, and Mechagodzilla is trying to like forcefully bury himself in the body of his son, I'm guessing.
In the Japan trench.
That is
Right,
still
right.
alive.
That is still alive, technically, or barely. I
Yeah,
don't-
he was still squiggling.
Yeah. Anyways, as he does, he falls through, and like he, as he's bonking his head around, is holding on for dear life. His tool bag falls out, and of course I just yell, "My socket's in!" It just falls out into the ocean below.
My socket's no,
please! That was my favorite ratchet. So, anyways,
For use exclusively on giant robots.
right. So, anyways, needless to say, had a lot of fun watching
Things
these.
are not a dime a dozen.
But yes, so after the pilots that control the jets / control Mechagodzilla find out that he is don't laugh.
Thank you for specifying.
I don't know who knows this or who doesn't know this, because I'm not just going to say, oh, yeah,
Right, it's
you
for
know,
the-
it's
it's
the
for the
jets.
audience.
All right.
It's for those
He
listening.
can't deny that because we literally got into a discussion about this not
We
even
had
30 minutes
It
ago.
was funny.
I wouldn't say a discussion. I would say a polite debate about we were all on the same page.
Literally all on the same page, just like
Anyways,
It was great.
Yeah, just a clarification. Anyways, as I was saying, there's these two jets that both have pilots that fly the jets, and then the co-pilots that also control Mechagodzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, it totally makes sense.
Right.
It's fine. So, anyways, whenever the team finds out that our protagonist was lying about the fact that he had escaped Mechagodzilla and he's still trapped inside, his little friend that he has the hots for is like, don't worry, I got you. Makes like these like wicked evasive maneuvers and just starts like blasting the door until it blows off, which is in what causes the whole hysteria of like him falling out and all the nonsense.
then
It should be mentioned that just before he falls out, the little computer monitor for that's inside Kiryu reads "Sayonara Yoshito."
Yeah, how nice. At first, because it's upside down, so I
knew
wasn't
his name.
Yeah. I looked upside and I was like, "Is it Sayonara?" I'm guessing it's the guy's name. How touching.
Yeah.
So, anyways, she like does more evasive maneuvers and tries to swoop up underneath him, and then he like, they're like shouting at him like, "Let go!" And of course, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about here. But then he like lets go, and then the co-pilot that like was actually piloting Mechagodzilla, it makes sense. Blasts does the like a full on fighter jet ejector seat, blasts out of it, and then like
Catches him
Catches him.
midair.
mid you have to think mid fall, just full thrusters up, and then just
It would have
grabs the guy.
exploded on impact.
Yeah.
few seconds before that, when the dude was falling out of Mechagodzilla and it was going through the spines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
We were
like,
just
man.
waiting for another dong.
Yeah,
Just a bit more damage.
this poor guy just a ragdoll out of control, just
It's so good.
this dude going
arms
through so much
flailing
abuse.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, and then he apparently gets caught, and I was like, "Yeah, there's no way." I would have been like a hard, yeah,
I'm dead on impact.
right? Or if not, just knocked the other person
Broke my
out.
spine.
Yeah, just body like this thing would fly up, and just like just hysterity would ensue. Oh yeah. So, anyways, it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we haven't been doing this recently, but I've been trying to think about this. I try to keep this in mind.
Yeah.
I always forget about this when Ethan's not here. Describe this film in 3 words. While you're thinking about that, do you remember how many times I messed that up? Describe this word in 3 films. I always used to mess that up so many times.
Pro bono robo reactivation.
God, that was a lot of. I was gonna say, father son fisticuffs.
That's good.
Reboot Bone Overdrive.
Okay,
Dude.
I thought you were gonna say.
I like that one.
I thought you were gonna say like.
Reboot Bone Overdrive.
I thought you were gonna say like angry toaster complex or something.
Oh god, yeah, I probably should have said that one.
That's good. Yeah. So, anyways, what a fun time this was.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was, like we
good.
said, created in 2003,
Mm-hmm.
and where's the budget for this film? Because apparently it made
to have been more than most.
1.3 billion yen,
Jesus.
which is a lot. The sequel to this is Final Wars.
Yeah. Wait, really?
Yeah, it says right here. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but
Damn. I had no idea.
I mean, chronologically speaking, that would make sense.
I guess so. Interesting.
here's a little brief description. Godzilla, Mothra, and Mechagodzilla threaten to turn Tokyo into toothpicks in an all-out battle for supremacy.
Does it literally say
It says that right here
Oh
on the About section.
No.
Right underneath the 93% of Google users like this film.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
As it should be.
What's the Rotten Tomatoes review on this?
I don't see it, and that's
Who
probably,
cares?
Yeah, who cares? The only thing I have is IMDb, and it's a 6.4 out of 10, which can go somewhere.
Yeah. Can go to hell.
Go to Heffel.
Can go rot.
Man. That's really funny.
Yeah. Into toothpicks in an all-out battle for supremacy.
Into silly string.
Into silly string. Watch as the children of Mothra coom on Godzilla.
Oh God.
So yeah, what a fun time. I loved his atomic breath in this version.
Like, it looked a lot more like
he
flames.
used it a whole bunch.
Yeah,
and I thought
fairly
it was
often.
really interesting and cool looking.
See,
I love it in the first one because it's got a bit of a slower build-up.
Yeah, this one he just kind of he throws.
This one's pretty quick and concise.
Yeah, I kind of like it though in its own regard.
It's still got the same sound effects though, thank God.
Maybe not my favorite, but I do like it though.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
oh,
He's
that
on-
is some
Godzilla's on there
amazing
twice.
picture.
Of course he is.
Mechagodzilla's on there twice.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think that's a fan-made
bone of Godzilla.
poster. I'm glad the bones are in there.
Yeah, you can't forget the bones of Godzilla.
Mhm.
Oh, it's also kind of badass because like Mechagodzilla like loses an eye and like
Oh,
halfway
yeah.
through, he looks like
He gets beat up.
he looks like a pirate robot monster.
Oh God, him slamming the
Yeah.
baby on the
Yeah.
floor.
Oh my God, dude! I still love the idea of like, I forgot how they got there. Oh shit, I don't remember what was leading up to this, but he was on the other. Mechagodzilla was on the other side of a building, and then Mechagodzilla gets up and just looks over at him, and instead of just like trying to do anything, he just atomic breaths through the building, and I just started using that old the storytelling elements, like can't go over it,
Can't
go around it.
I gotta go through it.
Blah! It's like full through this building, and I think he just like walks his way through as well, which is even better.
That's such a good shot, dude.
Wait, what? This one?
No, like whenever he walks through the building as it's collapsing.
Yeah. There's a lot of great. Oh gosh, the larva.
turds.
I don't
think
like.
they're cute.
No.
I don't like the larvas.
No,
I think they're adorable.
they look like turds.
You look like a turd.
I wouldn't say that. It really gives me like alien vibes,
Oh yeah.
where I just feel a little unsettled that like I'm gonna get like chest bursted through like these guys somehow, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like them. I just say that I'm apprehensive.
I'm gonna say that I don't like them.
Whenever you
Well,
say,
good for you.
"Oh, here you go. Look, is it like a prop?" There you go. I'll buy you one, dude.
Wait a second. Go over to the left a
Uh-oh.
bit. That third image.
This one?
I used to, dude. I used to have that.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a action figure set, and it has both. It has the whole team. Oh my god!
Mhm.
It has Mothra, 2 of the larva,
Man.
1 of the jets, Mega Godzilla, and Godzilla. Wow,
Yeah, I picked that up from the mall.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Where is it now?
Oh, it's dead and gone.
Oh, God.
I lost it eons ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
But man, it would have been nice to hold on to.
So I gotta also say one of my favorite creative elements that I've ever seen
Yeah.
Jesus.
for Kiryu was the 2 masers in his mouth.
Oh
I
yeah.
always thought that was such a cool thing.
Mhm.
Like if you look at any picture of him with his mouth open, you can see the little
He's got them cannons
the little
in there
2 cannons in there.
at the ready.
And I always thought that was such a cool little design feature.
Mm-hmm.
How cool. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add to this, or you want to bring up? You want to talk about any other tidbits? Anything going on in your life besides Cyberpunk and Days Gone? I've been playing a lot of those. I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I can replay.
Be honest now.
I could play Cyberpunk till the day I die.
Oh yeah.
I love that game.
It's
Interesting.
improved quite a bit, I hear.
It's gotten so much better. And I've finally finished watching Edge Runner.
Man, that is a good show.
It is so good. Like, if you ever get an opportunity, because it's pretty much a prequel to Cyberpunk 2077.
It's only 10 episodes long.
Yep.
Short and sweet.
It is really good, really gritty too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're into that kind of stuff, like it's good.
Okay.
And but no, be going on vacation.
Just taking it easy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just relaxing. I'll be going on vacation again, even though I am on vacation.
Right.
I'm going on vacation.
What about
while I'm on
second vacation?
Second vacation, man.
Oh yeah.
No.
No. It's pre and post vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Vacation 1 and vacation 2.
What about holiday?
It's pre, during, post.
I see.
Yeah, and during the post, that's whenever I had to regret my life choices and then go back
I see.
to the
I
military
see.
base. That's that one.
I always like vacation 1 and then vacation 2, Electric Boogaloo. Is the way I do mine.
Of course.
So yeah.
What about vacation 3, The Revenge?
Oh, that I only on certain occasions do you tiptoe into 3.
Right.
Yeah, no.
It's hard to come back from that.
3's a crowd.
Three's a crowd. Yeah.
I'm gonna be traveling, actually scouting out where I'll be after all of this.
Oh yeah.
Done. Yeah. So we already have a place picked out. Me and my beautiful fiance.
Cool.
But she's been there before. I haven't. So
I see. Got to scope it out for
Yeah.
She's
yourself.
got the home field advantage.
Yeah. I am the one that's gonna be learning, and also
He has to go
it's-
mark his territory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Oh, God.
In more
And
ways
it's
than
also
one.
her birthday.
Oh, shit.
Her birthday happens
Happy
during it.
birthday.
Oh my God, no!
I gotcha. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm gonna make sure that she
right.
listens to this.
Square. Yeah.
There's your present. Happy
It's
birthday.
better than one or two. So don't worry.
But yeah, no. So, that's pretty much all that I've
Cool.
I've got planned.
Right.
Well, I'm glad to see you're doing well. I've had the chance to talk to you over Discord for a handful of times, but it's been cool to see you,
In the flesh.
hanging around, just being here.
Oh yeah,
you know.
there's totally not a less awkward way to put it, in the flesh.
I mean,
Well,
how else
I mean-
would you rather
In
Right.
person.
in the meat bag?
In
the
person. In the meat bag.
No, I again, I like all jokes
Yeah.
aside though, like it is nice to actually see you in person here, like
Yeah.
and like I said, I've been able to talk to you over Discord, but it's just not the same sometimes.
Yeah.
You're
It's
telling
just-
me.
Which I mean, yeah, known
Right.
Dylan
Of course, yeah, forever.
forever, and then still I tell everyone, and it still dumbfounds me
Yeah.
that we actually had that like connection
Oh, it's crazy.
before we
yeah,
even knew
yeah.
each other. I didn't like it.
Right.
Oh my god, that was just crazy.
Right.
But
Yeah, and so, and even my fiance Mallory was even I think she didn't know the full story of how you and Dylan knew each other, and so I kind of just mentioned, I was like, oh yeah, they've known each other for like their whole lives basically. They're like, we're neighbors at one point in time.
brothers.
They're just
Yeah.
brothers together. And then because she has a friend that is very much the same way, like they grew up down the road from her, and her friend are like still best friends to this day. And so after I had said that, she was like, "Oh, well, it's kind of the same situation that with my best friend." I was like, "That's
yeah,
exactly what it is." Yeah.
because
So now it's all.
we've known each other since since we were like 8.
Oh,
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I was 8,
Jeez,
you were 9. Yeah,
Mhm.
we've known each other, so that's 13.
too long.
Oh man,
13
Don't
years.
remind him of the time. He doesn't like
Oh,
the
God.
passage of time.
Yeah,
I don't.
Makes him feel.
you're telling me
queasy.
my bones hurt,
I
man.
thought you were gonna say old.
no.
You
Wasn't
are
gonna use
old.
that.
You're older than me.
No, please.
But I'm over here. My bones feel older. Jeez. But
The bone of Godzilla.
right.
It's restless.
But
Well, if I'm sorry, I just have to say, if and when I die, I need one or anyone that I know
Okay.
to put my bones inside of a robotic body.
Okay.
I'm gonna Atom Smasher you.
Please.
I can't-
I will full
Please.
Borg you out.
Yes.
I can't imagine that.
I'm gonna go noGanic.
No Ganic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Organic.
I'll just turn you into Jim. That'll be a reference for all of us here. No one else will know.
Thank God.
Yeah. Just just fully.
Of all the forms to take, I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be one.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
If you
See-
can't model me after the Sinanju, then
Oh God.
Oh,
I wouldn't know what to do.
dude.
What a beautiful specimen of a robot, may I say. Anyways,
Unicorn's still better.
I think you're in you're not in like company.
No, that's okay. We're gonna settle this after we end the episode. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got this. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry, we got this.
Don't worry. It's okay. We got this.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine. I love you, man. Don't worry. It's fine. I don't disown you at all.
Fine.
Work.
Go ahead. End the
You
episode.
gotta in the episode.
New episode.
So, anyways, if you're looking for us, you can type in the Aftermath on any major podcasting platforms and should be able to find us. Or you can just type in Linktree/Ian Wolf and find all of our links there, to where you can just reach out to us and watch, or I guess not watch, listen to any of our episodes. But
Be
anyways,
interesting to do a watch.
yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't mind that. We could do that for the Fatal Fury and/or Street Fighter movie.
Oh God.
Not the live action one, mind you. I'm talking like the classic animated Street Fighter movie.
I'll consider it.
Okay.
Anyways, until next time, thank you so much for listening.
See ya.
Later.
Bye bye.